Hi, this is Marie, and one of our friends, Kathy Stacy, requested that I share how I colored the background on this card. I did a tutorial on this funky pink hair a few weeks ago, but Kathy was interested in the background as well. So I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to show you how you can use those COPICS or Shinhans and still be able to pull in and play with all your other color medium that we all want to be able to pull out and use on our cards. So Kathy, this one is for you.
Colored pencils have often been used to create beautiful backgrounds. You can do circular movements, more random, or just in rows, cylindrical. Or you can do lines, short, long, dense. Or you may want to try doing what they call scrumbling, which is just very random movements of your pencil. Or hatch, cross-hatching, which are parallel lines, vertical in two directions. Another would be just a very smooth surface used with the side of your pencil, and the other would be a stippled technique, very similar to a rapidograph technique, a dotting technique, where the more dense the dots or dashes, the more shadow area it produces. This is a really fun technique to use on backgrounds as well. For if you are laying down a very smooth surface, you would do that with the side of your pencil, always keeping your pencils very sharp. And then there is a blender. You can use different types of blenders. This is a Tombow, but there are many types. It's like a colorless blender that you would use with COPICS or whatever, but this one is specifically for colored pencils. Now, what this does is it allows the two different colors to kind of merge, to become one. Or if it's one color, it blends it out into a very smooth color. So again, with our pencil sharpened, I'm using Prismacolor. I'm repeating what we reviewed earlier with a very smooth application of color pencil, with using the very side of the lead. One thing I always stress in my background class is that you want the background to help tell the story, and you want to give your focal image a place to exist, a perspective. And so one of the important points for this to happen is to allow the background to bump right up against your focal image. Do not have a lot of white spots in between your background and your focal image. Now on this, I'm just giving her a place to stand, a little bit of grass, and darkening it with some shades of green. I'm putting a little bit of more of a darker color that would reflect a shadow. My sun is kind of coming from her front, which would be your right side. And so I want the shadow part to be coming up under this other little leg and more toward the back. I'm just using various shades of green and one of a kind of a yellow green. I think this is a sea green, just to add a little bit more darkness. And I'm doing the stippling technique with this. Just little dotted things to give a little bit more texture to the grass. Okay. Now we're going to be going back to our background to create those cross hatch marks. So now we will not be blending these once you add your texture. And they're just little cross hatch marks. It's a whimsical thing that just adds fun. The important thing with this step is to not make the lines so long that they are pointing toward off the page. You do not want the eye going off the page, so kind of keep them up close to your image. Make it fun, make it whimsical. You can leave it like this if you'd like, or you can add some white opaque Copic ink. Stir it up really well with a toothpick before you do this. It's a watercolor. You will not want to go over this with your Copics or other things once you put the opaque white ink down. And you could add a little glitz if you want with either the glitter pens or with Wink of Stella. I'm using a clear Wink of Stella. I hope you can see it with my lighting. It's like totally optional. I did not use it on my first card, but I thought I would just show how, since we're doing something whimsical, we could add a little bit of glitz. And Wink of Stella is a very light glittery effect. It is not overwhelming. It's just subtle, and when you actually see it in person, it is gorgeous. So I hope you give this fun one a try. I think I've reproduced this fairly well, and give it a try. And I hope that if you see this on YouTube, that you will give it a big thumbs up.